They say progress has a price, but who imagines it comes in burning rubble, leaking radiation, and poisoned water? If you haven't already, check out part 1 of our series for another 10 jaw-dropping tales of human ambition gone catastrophically wrong. From Minamata's invisible killers to Beirut's thunderous blast, every disaster sprang from one choice: to cut corners, ignore warnings, or postpone fixes. Let's begin. Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster. Japan's northeast coast, 11th March 2011. A 9.0 magnitude quake punches the Pacific, a tsunami vaults seawalls, and then the real calamity begins. Backup generators drown, cooling pumps stall, and 3 reactors overheat in slow-motion horror. Hydrogen explosions peel away concrete roofs. Teachers in nearby towns march children onto buses that will never return. Radioactive steam hisses into ocean currents and alpine winds alike, while cost-cutting memos surface in the rubble. Nature flicked the first domino, but decades of regulatory shrugging lined them up. Tokyo Electric Power Company estimates decommissioning will take 30 to 40 years, with the full cleanup not expected to wrap up until around 2051. Minamata Disease. Minamata Bay looked postcard perfect, glinting water, shrimp boats bobbing at dawn. Beneath that shimmer, however, the Chisel Corporation had been sluicing mercury into sea for years. Cats were the first to be affected. Spasms, convulsions, death. Then fishermen's toddlers followed, unable to speak or stand. Villagers petitioned, scientists proved the culprit, and executives still denied responsibility until funerals filled the hillsides. More than 2,000 died, and thousands more carry neurological scars today. Minamata became shorthand for corporate indifference and prodded Japan into the world's first serious laws on toxic waste control. Killer smog off London. Early December brought a coal-fired chill to post-war London, but this cold snap carried a hidden noose. An anticyclone nailed smoke to street level, turning the Thames Valley into a sulphurous aquarium. Double-decker buses crawled behind policemen waving flaming torches. Concert-goers groped along walls to find exits they'd entered hours earlier. Over 5 suffocating days, an estimated 12,000 Londoners died. The Great Smog forced Parliament's hand, birthing the Clean Air Act of 1956 and proving that even invisible killers leave very visible graves. Exxon Valdez oil spill. On March 24, 1989, the Exxon Valdez oil tanker ran aground on Bligh Reef in Alaska's Prince William Sound, spilling 11 million gallons of crude oil into the water. The slick coated over 1,300 miles of shoreline, killing thousands of seabirds, otters, and other marine life. Cleanup efforts and legal battles stretched over 2 decades, and herring stocks in the region remained depressed. The spill led to U.S. regulations requiring double hull designs and stricter tanker operation standards. Rana Plaza collapse. On April 24, 2013, the 8-story Rana Plaza building in Dhaka, Bangladesh, collapsed after cracks were found in its structure the day before. Despite warnings, managers ordered workers back under threat of lost wages. The collapse killed more than 1,100 garment workers and injured thousands. It exposed dangerous factory conditions in the fast fashion industry and led to new safety agreements and factory inspections across Bangladesh. Soma mine disaster. An electrical transformer fire broke out deep inside the Soma coal mine in western Turkey, releasing a deadly cloud of carbon monoxide that quickly filled the tunnels. With ventilation systems crippled and escape routes blocked, 301 miners were unable to reach safety and suffocated underground. In the aftermath, investigators exposed deliberately tampered gas sensors and forged inspection reports, leading to criminal trials for mine managers and calls for comprehensive reforms in Turkey's mining regulations. Grenfell Tower fire. Just after midnight, smoke snakes up the 4th floor of a high-rise in West London. Within minutes, flames sprint up newly installed aluminum plastic cladding, turning Grenfell Tower into a 24-story torch visible across the city skyline. Residents had long filed complaints about faulty alarms, a single escaped staircase, yet warning dissolved in bureaucratic red tape. 72 people die, hundreds lose everything, and Britain confronts the lethal price of regulatory loopholes and austerity corner cutting. The blackened husk still haunts London like a charcoal exclamation mark. Tianjin chemical explosion. Illegally stored ammonium nitrate at a warehouse in Tianjin's port exploded with the force of a small bomb, killing 173 people and injuring hundreds more. The blast shook the city, toppling shipping containers and damaging nearby apartment blocks. Investigators later uncovered fake storage permits, bribed safety inspectors, and inventory logs that listed tons of chemicals as miscellaneous. The Tianjin disaster underscored the dangers of lax regulation and corrupt oversight. Beirut port explosion. For 7 years, 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate slept fitfully in Warehouse 12 at Beirut's port, its paperwork ping-ponging among courts, customs, and ministers who shrugged the danger forward one day more. On August 4, 2020, a fire lit the fuse. The ensuing blast flattens entire neighborhoods, kills over 200 people, and shatters windows 50 kilometers away. In seconds, Lebanon's economic crisis turns cataclysmic. A grain silo near Ground Zero stands half-shredded, monument to how institutional paralysis can detonate louder than intentional malice. Banqiao Dam Failure. When Typhoon Nina unleashed record-breaking rains over Henan province in August 1975, Banqiao Dam was pushed beyond its limits. In the early hours, weakened by design flaws and clogged spillways, the dam's concrete wall collapsed, sending a wall of water rushing downstreams at highway speeds. The flood wave swept away entire villages, destroyed more than 6 million homes, and claimed an estimated 171,000 lives. Survivors who escaped the initial surge later faced famine and diseases in isolated, mud-choked plains where relief efforts struggled to reach them. The Chinese government kept the scale of the catastrophe hidden for years, underscoring how fear of accountability can compound a disaster's toll. Tiny lapses in judgment, ignored memos, silent alarms, deferred fixes, stack until they erupt in ruin. From mercury-poisoned bays to drowned planes, each catastrophe began with a "we'll deal with it later." Progress isn't what kills, our forgetfulness is. So next time you see a warning label or a weather alert, listen, because hindsight is the one luxury these victims never had.